said short slots, and look how fucking tall I am. Hey! Yeah, hello everybody, you all seem very lovely, which is great. I do this thing, I don't know if you all do this as well, but I'm a grown man, but I still love a bedtime story. But I've sort of gone to the stage now where I just put on BBC iPlayer, and I let David Attenborough. I'd put on any documentary, I'll just let David Attenborough lull me to sleep, because his voice is like having my ears sautéed in warm honey. Does anyone else have a big David? And you're coming to the snow. Gentle part of it. Oh, David, you can't. Oh, look at me. And it's lovely, it's amazing, and it's one of my favourite things. But has anyone ever felt true fear in their life? Has anyone felt true fear? True fear. Anyone ever felt true fear? True fear is this. It's when you're trying to get yourself to sleep. You put on BBC iPlayer, and you want to put a little documentary on and have David Attenborough lull you to sleep. But there was like 35 seconds before BBC iPlayer actually starts, which is about 50 times louder than anything else. My friend said the scariest thing that ever happened to him was that he put on a porno and it started like middle porno and his mum was out there and he didn't have the headphones in. Scariest thing that ever happened to me was boom, 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 and I was fucking hell, I was literally hitting the floor. And it scares the hell out of me and it really does do damage. But falling asleep to as many documentaries as I do, you start to learn shit. Shit you don't really need. Now I know a lot of weird shit. I'm going to share some out with you tonight. How many of you know about animal mating habits? Right, I've got a couple. Here we are. Everyone sit down. Enjoy yourselves. My favourite of all of them is the giraffe. Does anyone know how a giraffe has sex? Right, giraffes don't have vocal cords. Let me just throw that out there. Giraffes don't have vocal cords. That's a waste of a fucking neck, isn't it? That's a waste of a neck. But you know they have sex with each other? They're androgynous, they're naturally bisexual. That's a fucking great thing, by the way, if you're ever just like trying to be like, yeah, like sex is a thing. That's great, naturally bisexual, but it's time to breed. They stand next to each other and they do this. And they hit each other in the crotch so hard that they piss on the floor. Now, right, that's fucking brilliant. And then they lick up the piss and they go, yep, that's a girl. And then, this is weird. Don't make this awkward, it doesn't have to be weird. You're making this weird. I'm just pretending I'm a giraffe, fucking another giraffe. You're making it weird, it doesn't have to be weird. Stop making it weird. And it's so I'm a giraffe, and they have sex, that's how they breed. And then there's another one of my favourites as well, is the giant squid. Deep in the sea, the giant squid. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had to have sex in water. It gets a little bit rubbery, it's hard to control, and the lifeguard gives you no end of grief. It is hard to have sex in water, but so they found a way around it, because nature does. And do you know what they did? They just come up to each other, and they tear the shit out of each other, they spunk in the holes, and then they fucking impregnate themselves with it later. That's a bit weird. It doesn't have to be weird, but it is weird. It doesn't have to be weird. And then, there's two different types. One of them has a projectile penis. That's fucking great. Now, I can tell you one of my proudest moments from my sexual history was a girl told me that I could jizz on her tits, and I really wanted to jizz on her face. I do have foreskin, that lady who was gone. So I did this. I just sort of moved my thumb a little bit, and it moved it up, and it got her in the face, and I was so fucking happy. Fuck. And it was great. Got it right in the fucking face. But that's what they do, they fire out their penis, and it shoots, and it hits in, and it becomes a sperm. And one of the other, do you know what a deep sea anglerfish is? It's this little fish, and it lives a fucking, if you can see a deep sea anglerfish, something's gone wrong in your fucking life. You're too low down, man. And they live under this little thing, but the male is a sperm-producing parasite. So it bites into the female, chemically blondes, and spends the rest of its life pumping jizz into her. Now, for those who don't believe in hell, can you imagine being chemically bonded to your ex-girlfriend for the rest of your fucking life? And then there's the, do we all know about the ducks gang rape? We know that, that's fine, we'll move past that, we don't need anything else. But bed bugs, they have a needle that they shoot into the female, through the flesh, doesn't matter where, jizz into it, and if there's been a male there before, they fucking dig the cum out of it, and then shoot into it. Now, can you imagine, after all of the whipping into the crotch, the piss licking, the sperm shooting, the cock shooting, the ripping the chunks out of each other, the gang rape, the fucking needle sex. Can you imagine the look of relief on my girlfriend's face when I say doggy's fine? Everything's going to be okay. It could all be okay. Has anyone here ever a kid? Anyway, like, there's a couple of people here I think might have. Anyone here had a child? Let's get a little whoop 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 whoop. That's not a thing. Nobody had a child. Nobody's ever had it. You've had a kid. So you can vouch for me here, sir. When you first have a child, the sex of you and your partner, after the child is born, it gets a little bit awkward, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. It just does, naturally does. And I don't know what it is. And I'm kind of asking for advice here, but personally I think she should stop including him. Whoa! I'm on your side. She's fucked up. And fictional, thank God. Well, good. I'm done. Hey! Fucking everyone!
Yes! Come again! #edgy! #edgy and Discovery Channel, fantastic!